Doug Suttles is the Chief Operating Officer of BP's Exploration and Production Division. Mr. Suttles, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt.
So we're 35 days into this since this well started spewing all into the Gulf at a rate that really none of us can be sure of. Your company has received increased criticism over missing deadlines and lacking a credible plan to stop this. So on this Monday morning, Mr. Suttles, does BP have a plan that you yourself are confident in terms of stopping the oil flow?
Matt, we do. Our next attempt at stopping this flow is going to be with the top kill procedure. The current schedule shows it happening on Wednesday morning. Clearly, that's a few days later than we said a few days ago. The challenge there is doing these things in 5,000 feet. We do have alternatives if that doesn't work, and those are currently being progressed because, as we've seen and as we've said, actually, it's hard to guarantee these will work because they haven't been done before at these depths.
I know, but when you say you're confident, and I hate to do the scale of 1 to 10 thing, but 10 being you're sure this is going to work, 1 is anybody's guess. Where's your confidence level on this?
Matt, I would probably put it somewhere around a 6 or a 7 at this point. I wish it was a 10, but there's certain things I can't know. But I do think it has a very good chance of succeeding. And if it doesn't, we as I said, we have plans both to improve the containment and to attempt to kill it again.
Yeah, and killing it again with what's called a junk shot. What's your level of confidence on something like that? I mean, 6s and 7s aren't going to put the fears of people in the Gulf to rest.
I realize that, but what we've tried to do all along is be as open as we can on this and be as straightforward as we can on this. And I want to tell people a 10. I want it to be a 10, but I don't know that. And what I want to do is share with you and others my best judgment on what that will be. And I can tell you we're doing everything we can, everything I know. And in fact, I think even Secretary Salazar yesterday referred to all of the experts who are helping us.
Well, Secretary Salazar also said that if your company is found not to be doing what you're supposed to be doing, quote, we'll push them out of the way, end quote. Do you feel, Mr. Suttles, that you're reaching that point, that you've lost the confidence of federal officials and the people in the Gulf of Mexico?
I think what I do know is everyone is frustrated. I think the people of the region are frustrated. I know we are. I know the government is. And I know that everyone wants this thing to come to an end. And the fact that it's taken this long is painful to everybody, most particularly to the people who live here. And so I do understand why he says that. And I can assure you we are doing everything we know to bring this to closure as quick as we can.
I'd like to get in closing your reaction to some comments that were made by your company's CEO, Tony Hayward, recently in an interview. In talking about the oil spill, he said that, quote, that the environmental impact of this spill would be, quote, very, very modest, end quote. When you take a look at some of the images we're already seeing from the Gulf Coast region, and when you consider that the bulk of this spill has not actually hit land yet, do you agree that the environmental damage here is going to be, quote, very, very modest?
I think what it's going to be quite, it already has been and will be quite significant to the people who live here. I mean, there are people who are not doing their normal jobs. There are people who are scared about what the future is. And that is significant. It is very, very significant.
So you would disagree with your company's CEO on that?
I think Tony is actually showing his commitment to this by what he's doing, by what we're actually doing to fight this thing. And I don't think he thinks this is insignificant. I don't. I know the 23,000 people out there don't either. So we're not treating it as insignificant.
I'm not trying to create an internal dispute here, but just one more time. Do you think the impact is going to be very, very modest?
You know, Matt, it won't be very modest. It's not modest today. It's significant today. It's very, very real to the people who live here. It's very, very real to me and the team who's helping me fight this thing.
All right, Mr. Suttles, thanks for clearing that up. I appreciate it. And thanks for your time as always.